Picture these. The camera opens on slow-motion shots of ancient ruins, broken Persian columns rising from desert sand, the shattered walls of Constantinople, the abandoned Soviet factories frozen in time. A low, deep rumble builds under the footage as if history itself is waking up. Suddenly the screen cuts to modern America. Drones, warships, protests, debt clocks, spinning like they're out of control, and the narrator whispers, "Every empire believed it was different, until the same pattern destroyed it." Persia ruled continents. The Ottomans dominated 6 centuries. The Soviets controlled half the world yet. All 3 collapsed by following the same 7 phases. And now, today's global powers stand in the exact stages these empires once crossed moments before decline. If history collapses in patterns, then understanding those patterns isn't just about the past, it's a warning to the present. The intro continues with tense, cinematic pacing. Empires never fall suddenly. They decay slowly, invisibly, and then vanish in an instant. Their leaders ignore early signs: corruption, overstretch, debt, division, because they believe greatness is permanent. But history has no mercy for those who don't listen. This video dives into the 7-phase collapse pattern that Persia, the Ottomans, and the Soviets all followed step by step, and reveals where today's superpowers may stand inside the same cycle. Not to predict doom, but to show how the fall of giants is never random. It's predictable, trackable, and already unfolding in front of us. The birth of an empire. Every empire begins the same way, with fire, chaos, and ambition. Persia rose from tribal wars, uniting fractured lands under a single banner. The Ottomans emerged on the violent frontier between collapsing kingdoms. The Soviet Union was born from revolution, civil war, and the ashes of an empire that failed. In these early years, hardship creates unity, discipline, and purpose. Leaders are tough, soldiers are motivated, and societies are willing to sacrifice everything for survival. Empires don't rise through peace. They rise because they endure storms no one else could survive. This is where the cycle begins. Rapid expansion and absolute confidence. Once stabilized, empires grow fast, sometimes too fast. Persia expanded across Egypt, Mesopotamia, and India, swallowing entire civilizations. The Ottomans crushed Byzantium and captured trade routes from Africa to Europe. The Soviets spread their influence across Eastern Europe, enforcing their ideology with unmatched strength. These expansions create wealth, fear, and global recognition, but they also produce something far more dangerous: absolute confidence. Empires begin to believe they are unstoppable, chosen, destined. Borders stretch beyond what administration can handle. Decisions are made from a throne, not the battlefield. Growth becomes a drug, and leaders become addicted. The Golden Age and the overconfidence trap. The Golden Age is the height of power. Wealth rises, culture flourishes, and armies dominate. Persia reached unmatched architectural brilliance. The Ottomans under Suleiman were the strongest empire on earth. The Soviets reached space before anyone else. But inside this shining era lies the seed of collapse. Overconfidence. Leaders assume prosperity will last forever. Systems grow heavy, complex, and arrogant. Corruption quietly enters the bloodstream. The empire believes it is too powerful to fail, too unique to fall, too important to be replaced. The Golden Age looks like triumph from the outside, but internally it's the beginning of decline, administrative decay, and the rot within. Decay doesn't start with armies losing battles, it starts with small cracks inside the system. Persia's bureaucracy grew corrupt and inefficient. The Ottomans suffered from bribery, incompetent officials, and a government too bloated to manage. The Soviet Union had massive shortages, broken planning, and a system that punished truth. This phase is deadly because it's invisible. The people see it first. The rulers ignore it. Institutions weaken. Loyalty becomes fragile. And just when the empire needs stability the most, the administrative system, its core engine, begins to fail. Empires don't die from outside attacks. They die from internal rot. Military overstretch and impossible wars. Empires reach a point where they fight too many enemies, in too many places, for too long. Persia exhausted itself battling Greece and controlling rebellious regions. The Ottomans bled resources fighting on multiple fronts: Europe, Arabia, the seas. The Soviets collapsed under the weight of Afghanistan, which drained money, morale, and political will. Military overstretch is the moment when an empire's ambition exceeds its capacity. War becomes routine, victory becomes expensive, and defeat becomes possible. Soldiers lose motivation, costs explode, and enemies unite. War, once a tool of expansion, becomes the very force that accelerates collapse, economic breakdown, and unsustainable burdens. When war, corruption, and bureaucracy combine, economic failure becomes unavoidable. Persia raised taxes so high that rebellions exploded. The Ottomans drowned in debt to European banks and lost control of trade routes. The Soviet Union's economy simply broke: empty shelves, dying industries, collapsing oil revenue. Money is the bloodstream of empire. When it fails, everything fails. Infrastructure crumbles, public trust disappears, and the government loses the ability to fund its military, administration, or even basic services. At Istanbul, the empire is still standing, but its foundations are gone. Collapse isn't a possibility anymore. It's a countdown. Sudden collapse, and the illusion of stability. Every empire appears stable, right until the moment it falls. Persia, after centuries of dominance, collapsed to Alexander almost instantly. The Ottomans, after 600 years, shattered in the aftermath of World War I. The Soviet Union, with nuclear weapons and global influence, dissolved in a single December. Collapse is always sudden because decay is slow and ignored. The structure looks strong until pressure hits it. Then everything breaks. At once governments fall, borders vanish, currencies decay, and history resets. The empire that believed it was eternal becomes a chapter in a textbook where today's powers stand now. History doesn't repeat, but it follows a pattern. Today, global powers face the same phases, once walked by Persia, the Ottomans, and the Soviets. The United States struggles with debt, global military commitments, and internal division, signs of stage 5 or 6. China faces demographic collapse, slowing growth, centralized control, stage 4 or 5. Europe confronts aging populations and energy vulnerability, stage 4. None of these nations are doomed, but the pattern is unmistakable. Empires fall not because they are weak, but because they ignore the warnings of history. The final question remains: which stage will they choose to stop repeating? In the end, every empire believes it has more time. Persia thought its borders were unbreakable. The Ottomans believed their dynasty would last forever. The Soviets assumed their superpower status was permanent. But history doesn't care about confidence, only about patterns. And those patterns are repeating around us right now. The signs we ignore today are the same signs past empires ignored moments before decline. The purpose of understanding these 7 phases isn't to predict doom, it is to recognize the crossroads we stand at. Because collapse is not destiny. It's a choice. And the nations that survive are the ones willing to learn from the fallen giants of history.